Okay, so now with the help of all of this basic concepts, we are going to create one dining table and chair model, which is very basic. So let's create one cube. Like, simply click on it, so it will create one cube over here. Now let's go to our orthographic view, and then I'll go to my right view over here. Now size on y-axis, I'll choose, let's say, 10, and make sure that you are adjusting the object properties, not coordinates. And so y size is 10 centimeters. If I go to the top view, now x size, which means from this I'm going to choose, let's say, 600, like this. And side z, I'm going to choose 300. Okay, and now again I'm going to create another cube. So simply click on this cube again, and now size, I'm going to choose 10 centimeters, 10 centimeters, and 10 centimeters, like this. Okay, then I'll select this cube over here. Then I'll go to the coordinates, and I want to this thing should be up on y-axis. So for that, what I'm gonna do on y-axis, I'm going to type, let's say, 300 centimeters. I think 300 centimeters is too used, so let's make it 100 centimeters. And let's see, it's too small, so let's try to make it 200 centimeters. Okay, this looks good to me, like that. Now we are going to move this cube right now. So let's go to the top view. Now I want this one should be over here. So for that, either you can move this with the help of these handles, which we always prefer. But to understand the concept, let's talk about some calculations. Now, as you guys know that this cube is if you see the object properties, the size of this cube is 600 centimeters, and I want this thing should be exactly at this point. So what I'm gonna do over here, I'll go to the coordinates, and this is 600 centimeters, so this one should be on 300. So if I type 300 on x position, it will automatically come over here. Now, as you guys might know, if you see the object properties of this one, it is 10 by 10 by 10. So now if I go to the coordinates, and on p dot x, I mean position x, if I type -5 and I'll hit OK, so as you guys can see, it's properly at the edge of it, and then you can adjust it properly. So this is are some basic calculations you can do. Like, suppose take another example, like if I select this and if I go to the object properties, as you guys, now we are dealing with the size z. If you see, the size z is 300 centimeters, and this thing is properly at the center. So now what we can do, we can simply go to the coordinates, and in position z, we can type 300 divided by 2, which is half of 300. And if you hit enter, so it will automatically go over here. And because the size of this one is 10 10 10, so half of it's 5. So if I still go to the coordinates, and over here if I decrease it by 5, which means -5, it will automatically come over here. And because we are getting this kind of grid in our top view, so you can properly adjust this thing over here also. So now what I'm gonna do, with the help of these handles, I'll move this simply over here. Okay, so if I see this thing over here, I'll get something like this. Okay, now I'll go to the right view, and let's select this one. As you guys know, the size of this one is 200 centimeters. So according to that, you have to increase the size of this object on y-axis. Let's type 100 over here, or let's say 200 maybe, and we will adjust it properly over here, like this. Let's make it something like this. Okay, so we will get something like that. And if you want, then you can type 2 minus 100 also. So now we will get, or let's say 195. So we can adjust it properly, like this. Okay, so now our shape is properly adjusted, and then we can create a duplicates of it. So now what will I do, I'll select this, and by holding control, I'll simply move this over here. So as you guys can see, now we will get one duplicate of this cube. And then after getting that, I'll move this over here, I'll zoom in a little bit, and I'll try to adjust the position of it. Then, or what you can do over here also, you can select both of them, and by holding control you can again create a duplicate of both of them like this, and you can simply adjust their shape over here. I mean shape, and not shape but position, like this. And if you see, this is how we can create this kind of tables simply. And now we will create one chair also. So for that, what I'm gonna do, again I'm going to create one cube over here. So size on y-axis I'll choose 10 only, and size on x, let's say 100 by 100, like this. Let's go to the front view, and this time I'm going not gonna be specific with this type of what we call position coordinates. I'll simply move this over here. You can go to the properties, let's take 130. Yeah, then again, or you can do one thing also. You can, and now you know guys know that we have created one this table, and now we are proceeding to create one chair. So what we can do over here, all the things which are related to this table, you can select all of them by holding shift. So you can select all of them, and you can press alt G on your keyboard. So now they are in one null object which is in the form of group. So you can see this null object, all of these things are now parent with this null object. So basically they are forming one group, and you can name this group. Simply hit double click on it, or you can simply hit enter also, and I'll call it as table and I'll hit enter. So now I know that this is my table, and these things are gonna be different things. So and also because you are going to edit chair now, so you, if you want, then you can hide this table also. Like you can simply select this table null object, and you can press alt, and you can click on this both of them, just like that. And now we will adjust our table. So now we have created one cube over here. So by holding control, again I'm going to create one extra cube, like this. I'll go to the top view, and then I'll go to the object menu, and I'm going to choose 10 size, like this. So I'll get this kind of handles, and I'll simply move this over here. And let's, as you guys can see, this is 130. So let's make this y property also 130, like this. And I'll move this over here, like this. And because this is 10, the size on y-axis is 10 centimeter long, so I'll select this, and over here I'll type -10, which is going to be 120, or let's make this 125 maybe, so it would be proper to adjust on their axis. And I'll move this over here. I'll go to the top view, I'll adjust it over here. Again by holding control, I'll create one duplicate over here, then select both of them, and by holding control I'll create one duplicate over here, like this. So I'll get this kind of chair. Then you can select this, and by holding control you can create one duplicated. Press R for rotation, and by holding shift I'm going to rotate it on 190-degree, or you by holding shift you can rotate it, or instead of that I would suggest go to the coordinate simply, and on y-axis let's make it 90-degree. Okay, then go to the right view and press E, and adjust the position of this one over here, like this. And you can move this over here, and if you want, then you can increase the size of this object on z-axis, like let's make it 150, and you can adjust the position of it over here. Okay, so this is how you can create one chair. So now you can simply select all of them, hold alt G and double click and type chair and hit enter. And now I'll alt click on this table so I can see that table again. I'll select this chair, I'll go to the top view, and I'll simply move this thing over here, like this. And by holding control you can create duplicate like this. Again by holding control you can create duplicate like this. Okay, so select all of these chairs, and let's move properly, adjust at the center. And again by holding control I'm going to create duplicates of it. Press R for rotation. So now all of them are selected, so we can rotate them. By holding shift I'm going to rotate it properly at 180-degree. If you are confusing, so I'll let you tell you again. Select all of them by holding shift, press E, and by holding control we are going to create duplicate. then press R for rotation, rotate it and then hold shift so you can properly rotate on 180. Press E and let's adjust this thing over here, and if you see, then this is gonna be our simple basic model of dining table.